Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Sunday Cook. After a busy long day in the office, it's been cold and dreary outside because it's winter now. All I want is something satisfying, a cuddle for my belly. So I'm going to introduce you to a delicious dish. It's very rustic and it's full of wintry goodness. So let's have a look at the ingredients. So we start off with my first vegetable, which is the Brussels sprout. And then I'm going to also use a shallot, a beetroot, some heritage carrots, so they're smaller in size, so they'll cook quicker, some garlic, of course. And now the first job is to peel the outer layers of my Brussels sprouts. Then I'm going to slice my shallot in half, and remember I'm only using one for this recipe, and this recipe serves two. After you've peeled your shallots, just slice it lengthwise and then into the shallot. Then all you want to do is finely dice. The next job is to prepare your garlic, so I just crush it. I'm going to use 4 cloves of garlic in this recipe, so I'm just crushing it, removing the end, and removing its thin skin. Then I'm going to crush it again and give it a fine chop. So finely chopped, just like I did with the shallots. Remember to curve your fingers, please. I don't want to be responsible for any accidents. So now that I've prepared my alliums, now to turn my attention to the Brussels sprouts, and all I need to do is slice them in half. Now because they're small, they will cook quickly, and you don't want to overcook them, so there's no need to blanch them. So I'm slicing them in half. And then I'm going to slice in half my heritage carrots. Love the colors, so vibrant. And I've peeled my beetroot. Now when you're handling beetroots, don't do what I do and not use gloves, because they do stain. So I'm bringing my pan to its optimum temperature on a very high heat. And while that's happening, I'm going to introduce you to the next ingredient, which is my black pudding. So I know it's a bit controversial. Some people hate it. Some people, like me, love it. So if you don't want to use it, you don't really need to. I am sweating my shallots and my garlic until they're soft. There goes the garlic. Of it. And then I'm going to add my Brussels sprouts first, because they take the longest to cook. Now, while they're gently cooking on a medium heat, I'm just going to remove the outer layer of the black pudding. It's just a plastic casing. I'm going to cut them into sort of 1 centimeter slices, and then I'm going to slice them again into small cubes, approximately 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. I'm going to introduce my carrots to the Brussels sprouts, give them a good toss, and I'm going to add a drop of water, about 20 milliliters of water, and that will create the steam that it needs to cook through. But it'll still be nice and al dente. I've seasoned it well, and now on a baking sheet, I'm laying down my sliced beetroot. I'm gonna, in another pan, fry up my black pudding. I didn't use any extra fat in here because there was enough from the vegetables. I'm using the same pan, and I've just given it a good toss. I'm serving this with 2 pork chops, which I've simply seasoned with salt and pepper. So you can add some herbs. I would suggest sage. Once the meat is cooked, you'll know if you use a thermometer, it'll show an interior temperature of 69 degrees. And now I'm ready for plating, as you can see. So I'm just plating my vegetables very simply. I love the colors. They're all the colors that represent fall, winter. Really comforting. I'm adding my cubes of black pudding, which creates that sort of crunch element to the finished dish. So tidy up your dish, and even though it's rustic, notice how I've plated it quite grouped together, and then I've just simply laid my pork chop on top. And I'm going to also add my beetroot. So when they come out of the oven, those are my black pudding. The beetroots, which you'll see in a few moments, there they are. They will come out of the oven really crispy. You don't need to add any fat, just salt and pepper. They came out really crispy, and again, they create another layer of texture to the finished dish. And I'm just going to garnish it simply with a sprig of thyme. And I think it's time for dinner. So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of The Sunday Cook. And if you did enjoy it, then please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And if you want to suggest any ideas for future episodes, or if you have any questions, then feel free to enter them in the comment box below. Looking forward to seeing you the next time on The Sunday Cook with me, Anthony Jumper.